Oh,
Yeah.
we're live.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're really live because
Well,
I
we're
hit the
alive.
button, but it's not in YouTube. It's in this other thing. And so it could be live.
Well, it told me it said we're live.
Well, yeah, they put the red button on there, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, it's probably just like a graphic.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah, I can check it though.
think about memes.
No, we're live. Real
Like
deal.
But like if memes go up, you know what I mean? Like you can put anything on there.
Yeah.
Like you can even put like, just a regular picture of you up. And as long as it's in a 1920 by 1080, resolution, and you put live at the top left, like people think you're live.
Yeah, I've heard that. Hey, folks, thanks for joining. We're doing this a little differently this week. This is actually the first time, maybe not the first ever time. I think we've tried to do it for podcasters or something.
We've done
similar.
it for patrons, but you never let me do it live.
I know this is for everyone. So this could be the end.
Your stress level.
Stranger things have happened.
Is up here.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start the show like normal. We had a busy week last week, and Greeze was traveling towards the end of the week. I had a head cold at the beginning of the week, so didn't want to get him near me and potentially spread contagions. So we didn't get to record. So we're just going to do this live, and we'll put the audio out. And I've given him a few ground rules, but I don't think he remembers them. Of things not to say, but I think it'll be a fun show, and we thank you all for watching. And if this goes well, we may roll the dice some other time and try it again, but we'll see. So, all right. Do you have a tease or cold open or anything you want to do, or do you just want me to get right
you're going to put me on the spot
this whole evening? I'm going to put you on the spot. That's kind of my game plan tonight.
Okay. I don't know. You gotta pitch like a topic to me so that I can just get upset about it.
You'll get to it later, and I'll be like, that's it. So okay. Well, let's just. I'm just gonna go ahead.
Here, I got it.
Kick this bad boy off.
I got it.
Yeah.
People are worried about daggum nanobites or whatever in the vaccine. We've had them for years in our whiskey. Let's do this. Does that work?
This is why we don't go live already.
Why
I don't know what nanobites are.
I don't even know if that's what they call them.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's some sort of like, I don't know. There's some sort of like mini computers that are
microchips
in the blood. I don't know, man.
Welcome back
to. We might as well hang it up.
I was gonna get started.
Oh, okay.
This is already a train wreck. Okay,
we should hang it up. Just hang it up
and pause. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my co-host here, the Greeze. Say hello, Greeze.
Hey, everybody. We're running on fumes, and Will is letting me go live.
Yeah, so if you're hearing this on the podcast feed, then thank you for listening as always. But we are recording this live together from our respective homes, but we're live on YouTube right now over at the Podcask YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/thepodcast. Typically, I don't let Greeze anywhere near a live stream when I'm involved because I need plausible deniability at all times. But yeah, so we're doing it. We're trying it out. And if you're not a subscriber, I apologize that you missed out on watching the train wreck live, but the video will still be up there. And we're going to hopefully do more of these in weeks and months and years to come if this doesn't completely fall apart. So check that out at youtube.com/thepodcast. Now, we talked about it last week in passing because the last show, Greeze is just, if you're watching this live, Greeze has just taken a bottle chug from about 4 or 5 different bottles in a row consecutively. And
it's called calisthenics. It's called getting your daggum New Year's resolution game face on and getting right with the Lord and whiskey. I don't know if you can say that together, but I just did.
Yeah.
I'm not a Southern Baptist. I mean, I'm Southern. I have sauntered into the Baptist realm before. I'll be honest with you on that, but I'm totally fine with the alcohol. You know, and some Baptists are like, oh, we can talk.
Yeah, historically, yeah.
Right, historically. I think all that stuff's changing. I can feel the winds of change coming along the pasture, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It's like opening up a daggum fence that has been housing sheep for a good 30, 40 years, and those sheep are just like, bro, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
And there's a daggum shepherd in the daggum field holding a bottle of Thomas H. Handy, and he's looking at those sheep, and I'm like, I'll tell you where you can go. You know, you can saunter on over here to the grass is greener on the other side situation. You know what I mean?
I unfortunately do know what you mean.
Yeah, and that fence in between, it ain't electric, it's wooden. Okay, we're not going to be cruel to animals, but basically that fence is your known conscience that you thought existed, and it really doesn't.
Yeah,
the sheep didn't know they could just climb over that fence. They also didn't know there was a daggum door over there with a hinge that's rusted off that they could have just easily given a daggum hip to. They saunter on over to that daggum gate and they give it a little hip shove.
Yeah.
And they could have gone in there the whole time. But instead, there's this guy over there that's that daggum shepherd holding Thomas H. Handy. His name's probably Brett Moore. I don't know. And he says, y'all come on over here. And so we all saunter. And that's exactly that. Honestly, that's kind of where saunter came about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer
camp, dude. Summer camp will change lives.
I'm going to take this back for a second here.
Okay.
Now that you've gotten a good rant out of your system, because actually it's been a while since you've been down that path. But we talked last week when we were talking about our top 5 pours of 2020. What were some of the most memorable whiskeys we had of the year, and I mentioned, hey, at some point I want to do a show called Grease's Top 5, and that's essentially where this ever-changing list that you always reference, because you say this constantly. You go, oh, it's in my top 5, bro. Oh, man, that one's in my top 5. And I really wanted to try to drill down on the concept of what, at least in this snapshot of time, what Grease's top 5 is. And so I'm going to make you...
you're acting like when you don't go to a new amusement park, okay? Let's just say you grew up 1st through 5th grade going to daggum Six Flags over Georgia every daggum year. That's your whole concept of an amusement park, okay? Is that in your top 5? Yeah, it's in your top 5. It's in your top 1. It's the only one you know. Well, we know about Dollywood too. So it's in your top 2. Here's the deal. Then you go to Disney World. You go and ride daggum Mount Everest or whatever. That daggum thing turns backwards halfway through it. And you're like, what the crap is this? Now that's in your top 5 or top 2, whatever everyone's talking about.
Sure.
I saunter.
No, I know. That's what I'm trying to drill down on, though. I want to know what's in the current Grease top 5. That's what we're going to take some time to explore a little bit today. We're going to uncover some things. Maybe we're going to see if anything surprises us of what is the current Grease top 5. We're also going to test your short-term memory and long-term memory to see, are these things that have been in your past, like stuff that you remember, or are these whiskeys that have only been tasted by you in the last like 6 to 8 weeks? So I think we need to get right to it.
Right.
I've got
I just want you to know, Will,
I'm still talking, Grease.
Well, on the front of this, I just want you to know that you are in my top 5.
That's precious, but I don't mean people. I mean whiskey tonight. Okay. So I am. I've got
bourbon's not.
I've got a few things to drink here beside me because I know that I'm really going to need it after this. But let's go ahead and dive in. What Grease is your the first whiskey? I'm not going to make you do it in order. That wouldn't be fair.
Okay.
But what would be one of the first things that comes to mind in the current Grease top 5 running list?
Well, I talked about it last week. I got to go ahead and throw it out there. It's daggum Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye.
Yeah, and I agree with that one. I think that's a very good, solid choice. People had already
it's not a solid. It's a liquid.
It's a very good liquid choice,
right. And it makes gas. Have you ever got gas after a good old whiskey pounding? Because I have. It's
the whiskey poops. Those happen too.
Oh, yeah. That's the next morning.
Well, yeah.
Gas comes first.
Well, sure. I mean, they're related.
Solids.
Yeah. So you're saying the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye, that's the special release that came out this year that I know quite a few people that got them, which is good because it wasn't like this unattainable, you can never find it unicorn kind of bottle. But But still very limited because it's not like you could just walk in and find it on
I
any
haven't
shelf.
found it yet. Full disclosure, I haven't found it yet.
Yeah, but I have one.
Retailers, they don't like to talk to me.
If they watch things like this live currently happening, there's kind of a, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Michael Williams, our one of our Patreon guys, he's coming to Whiskey Weekend Batch 3. He has a barrel proof rye Jack Daniels that he's willing to sell me. So I'm going to buy that.
Yeah, I think you should.
And then I'm going to give him a sample of Batch 1 rye Kentucky Ale.
Just a sample.
Well, he hadn't had it yet. And I'd already told him I was going to give it to him, and then he was, it don't matter. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my top 5.
Well, we know that one was in it. You did reference it last week, so that's right. That's good. That's
right.
I
got to go George T. Stagg 2020.
Okay, so 2 things that you have had within the last 6 weeks are already in your top 5 whiskeys.
You're acting like that's
of
not
all
a
time.
good thing.
No, that is good that you're continually getting more stuff. I'm just curious if it's all going to be more recent things you've tried, or if it's going to be anything from your archive. Like, have you had? What are you drinking there? He's doing another bottle.
I'm drinking a bed pour.
Oh, that's a good bottle of whiskey.
It is a good bottle of whiskey right there.
I love that one. Yeah, I like that rack focus your camera did automatically.
Yeah, my camera knows how to rack focus, dude. It'll rack focus the crap out of it. Here's the deal, Will. Can I put all Eagle Rares in one category?
So we've already moved on it. I mean, I agree with the George T. Stagg 2020 is in your top 5 all-time whiskeys.
Right.
Okay.
Why would it not be?
So now you're moving on to all Eagle Rare in general.
Right.
Is in your top 5.
Well, I got the bed pour, you got Special Forces, you got this random one Joshua found on the interstate in Paducah. You know what I mean? Like, you got those things, and they're all great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that you went from 2 things to then just a generic every Eagle Rare.
Well, I
assume you mean single barrels, but I also love when if you look at the past of Greeze, how far that's come, because that's a pretty big swing. And I would defer to the historian Kevin Hasselwander about when the original Eagle Rare statement was, but you were pretty adamantly against it. And then you humbled yourself in the eyes of the Lord and realized that you were wrong. And then you tried it.
Whoa. What? I realized I was wrong for what?
You originally said you did not like Eagle Rare.
I wasn't necessarily wrong. I had a bad Eagle Rare and I didn't revisit it.
You were wrong.
Well, no, I wasn't wrong about that one. That one fell flat. It wasn't great. And then I had a really good one.
That's fair.
I had a bad one since.
But that's a big swing to say I don't like something and then to go to all Eagle Rare ever created is in my top 5. All right, so we've got another one that we've had more recently. So this is
a Southern Whiskey Society E.H. Taylor single barrel fresh crack going straight to it.
Hey, our buddy Ian Campbell, who's watching on the YouTube stream, he did say hit that like button, everyone. That actually is a great idea, because if the 40 or so people that are watching right now hit the like button, that'll help actually serve it out to more people. So that's a good thing.
Oh, no.
What?
You do not want to get served.
Well, I know that you get served often and you're trying to, that's why you move so frequently.
Well, that is not inaccurate.
Yeah. I want people to hit the like button so that it serves it more. And if you're new and don't know what you're watching and you're like, man, this is horrible. This happens weekly, maybe not on video, but if you're a patron, you get to always see the video. But we have the Podcask, which is our podcast about whiskey. You can find that at thepodcask.com or wherever you get your podcasts, or you can subscribe to this channel if you're watching and you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you're basically
ring the bell.
Normally it's audio only is what he's saying, y'all.
But you'll get notifications.
The train wreck. You don't see how the magic is made. You don't get to see me talk about how sheep were neglected and didn't hip bump a daggum gate to go to the other side to get some new grass.
So you are saying that the Southern Whiskey Society is your 4th of your top 5.
Yes.
So E.H. Taylor, Southern Whiskey Society, single barrel pick is your 4th of your top 5.
Right.
All 4 of these, I mean, Eagle Rare generically, I guess I could not say that, but all 4 of these have to do with things within 2020. So this probably could just be your list from last week.
I'm trying to think. Hang on. Hang on. All right, hang on. So for my 5th pick, can I wish for like 3 more picks?
Well, it's supposed to be top 5, you dumb, but everyone knows your top 5 list is kind of proving a point that you need to have 3 more. That's fine. I'll allow it.
Dude, I don't need to have. Well,
you kind of do. I mean, you had 5 more.
All right, I'm thinking back in the archives, Will. I'm thinking back in the archives.
This is pick number 5, right?
Yes. Al Young, 4 Roses.
Okay. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, it's solid. Are you kidding me?
You had a bottle of Al Young 4 Roses, right?
I don't want to talk about it.
I do want to talk about it.
Well,
so this is something that was in Grease's top 5 and that he allegedly just said, and he traded it.
Yeah.
And Al Young,
I traded it for this. Now, if for those
blended swill from 4 Roses in 1970.
Don't give it away, Will. So this was really pretty. It was in this decanter. It had a real tack strip, not one of those fake ones, and it had 4 Roses on there. And I was like, well, I mean, if Al Young 50th is good, then this old bottle has got to be great. So I traded that plus like $200. Anyway, it's fine.
Wait. You gave $200?
No. I got 200.
Okay. So you got probably
I got this plus 200 and used that 200 to go with another bottle to get Cured Oak E.H. Taylor. Now, did we know that Cured Oak E.H. Taylor would be a daggum yacht worth a daggum yacht 4 years ago? No.
First of all, do you know how much yachts cost?
Well, I typically rent them. So, I mean,
still, are we talking about like a actual yacht, or are you talking about like a fishing boat charter? Because those are 2 different things.
Those boats you could sleep in.
If you're talking about a yacht and you're thinking that the price of that will even rent you one, I think you're a little bit off on the zeros.
Well, I don't know. I think the dadgum bottle's going for $4,000 or something. It's crazy high. I don't know.
That's fair. That's really fair. That's how much it's going for. But as Eric Smith says in the chat, you're thinking of a pontoon boat.
Hey, no, I've rented a pontoon boat before, and let me go ahead and tell you something. When you rent a pontoon boat and they ask you if you want additional insurance, you say yes. Because
well, I feel like that should have been your issue when you rent anything, or else you may still have.
Here's what they don't tell you: it doesn't come with a grill on it, so you got to bring your own grill. So I put this grill on there, and yes, is it a charcoal grill? Yes. I'm not going to bring a propane tank onto the daggum pontoon boat. I'm just going to bring up some lighter fluid, a lighter, and some charcoal, and I put it on there. So I thought the boat. Anyway, on 4th of July, the waves are real high. Even if you stop, okay? If you pull into a cove thinking that you're about to grill some burgers for everybody and it's going to be totally fine to do that, check yourself, okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Consider going to church the week before and the week after just so that you're straight, okay? Just so that the winds of the Holy Ghost don't move those coals a little bit too much. Here's the deal. Should I have been thrown overboard to stop the storm? Sure. Because I think that's what happened. We didn't like Jonah or something like cast me overboard and the seas will stop. And that's how he got eaten by that big old fish.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's a metaphor. I don't know if it's actual literal, but I don't know. My theology is a little weak on that story. But anyway, I have this.
All that to say is that you have what we call Stitzel Roses, which is
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about that fine whiskey
Well,
that I think you may be equating to Al Young because
right. I didn't read the thing. I didn't read it. So here's when I received said bottle after the deal was done, I was just looking. This was like 2 weeks later, and I was talking to some of my friends.
And by that, you mean me.
Yeah. And you were like, why don't you read me some of those words on there?
Yeah.
And so the first word that I read was blended whiskey. And you were like, you got upset.
I was upset
because I had an Al Young. And
I would have given you a $35 bottle. I would have given you $35 bottle plus $200 for your Al Young as well.
Right. I would too. I would take that. I would do that.
Yeah.
86 proof. I don't remember what Al Young 50th was. It was over 100, wasn't it?
Oh, you can't put me on the spot like this, Chris.
I know. Everything's a spot, Will. Blended and bottled by Four Roses Distilling Company in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. I have a few questions about that. Oh, hang on. It's not just one place. Lawrenceburg, Indiana, Baltimore, Maryland, and Louisville, Kentucky. That sounds like an affair.
How much is grain neutral spirits?
What do you mean?
In that bottle.
On the other side, 35% straight whiskeys.
Yeah.
Plural. I don't understand what that is. 4 years old or more.
Okay, so
4 years or more old.
So you got 4-year-old whiskey, 35% of it.
65% grain neutral spirits.
So you have mostly vodka with a dabble of 4-year-old whiskey in there, and you traded that into hundo for Al Young.
4% straight whiskeys, 6 years old. 6% straight whiskeys, 5 years old. Okay, so we're even going down. And then 25% straight whiskeys of 4 years old. That's what makes up the 35%. So
can I tell you what my favorite part about this is? Is that you said, no, but I used the $200 to get me cured oak, of which you could have probably kept the Al Young and just given $200, and then you have 2 stellar bottles. Instead, you have vintage vodka flavored with some 4-year-old whiskey and now non-existent cured oak because it's finished. It's been finished.
I'm gonna need. Here's the deal with my cured oak. Oh shoot!
You don't remember finishing that?
No.
We finished it at Joby's birthday party. You specifically said, I'm going to want you to kill this tonight.
Oh, I did do that.
Yeah.
Here I say that I'm going to make a memory. And then
Greeze, you shouldn't have showed that it was empty on here because you could have done it killing it with the Greeze, but just like put a little bit of Buffalo Trace or something in it.
Well, that's not true.
Well, I know. I'm just saying it's movie magic.
But that wouldn't be movie magic.
Well, it'd be greasy magic.
Okay.
So we've got let's go through the list. Let's see where we're at. We've got your Al Young, your George D. Stagg, every single Eagle Rare ever, your the rye from Jack Daniels, and then we have the single barrel Southern Whiskey Society E.H. Taylor pick. So that's your top 5. But you said you need to like buy a vowel or something. You need a couple more.
Yeah.
Because you said you have more in your top 5 than 5.
Right.
All right. Let's.
I mean, I feel like
let's hear them. Well, what else would be in your top 5 that beyond those 5?
Oh, I mean, oh wait, hang on. What's that birthday bourbon I really like?
I don't know if it's in your top 5. You should tell me.
I think it was 2016 birthday bourbon. The one that I said this is the first time I've ever tasted butterscotch so heavily.
I don't think it was 2016. That was the orange stripe.
Okay.
And I had that bottle. Are you talking about the one that we had at Beaumont for that barn night?
No.
Okay.
It was the barn night with Chris in his barn.
Maybe it was 2016 then.
It was like the first one that I'd ever had.
I don't think that was 2016. Maybe 2015.
Maybe it was 2015. Is that the purple one?
I don't know.
They're going to run out of colors, Will. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Somebody over there at Old Forester Birthday Bourbon messed up.
I don't know. Have you ever been to Sherwin-Williams? I will tell you, Grease, they will not run out of colors. I have seen at least like 100 different shades of white.
Well, what color is chartreuse?
That's a green one.
It's a green one?
I mean, it's a green color, yeah.
I thought chartreuse was like a beige.
No, because like think about chartreuse, the liquor.
Okay.
It's green.
No, that's not. What is that? I thought that was the green liqueur. What is that?
Chartreuse.
No.
Yes.
It's in Sex with an Alligator. Can I say that on here?
I don't know, but Grease, no one drinks those drinks, whatever you just said.
How do you Moderna or whatever?
Moderna?
Madeira.
Are you getting a vaccine tonight?
Madeira. Is it Madeira?
No, Madeira is a fortified wine.
Okay. Shoot. It's one of those. It's I don't know. It's something great. Here's the deal. Sex with an Alligator. Let me just go ahead and tell y'all something. I don't like alligators, but I have.
An alligator.
I've had sex with one, and it was great.
Okay,
It's Red Bull. It's this.
Okay, first of all,
Chartrudy or what? Charboni or whatever it is.
What? Chambord?
Chambord.
That's not green.
I know it's heavy. It's like
you said
goes
it was
all the way to the bottom. It's kind of very syrupy and thick.
No,
Red Bull on there.
Yeah, raspberry liqueur. That would be Chambord.
Yeah,
Chambord. Chambord.
Is it Madeira or something?
No. Pineapple juice, melon liqueur, coconut rum, raspberry liqueur, and Jaeger.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no Red Bull in this.
Well, I mean, I might have just tasted Red Bull, like because I'm used to having Red Bull and Jaeger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is you're an unfortunate person.
What does that mean?
Oh, Midori.
Yeah, Midori.
Yeah, you were saying Madeira.
Well, you're acting like I had this 2 weeks ago. I had it when I was in college.
Okay.
It was this one time in college.
You were saying chartreuse.
Do you know the first time I had sex with an alligator? Do you want me to tell you that story? I'm at my buddy's house.
If I could just isolate that one line, Hammers.
What happened?
You want to hear about the first time I had sex with an alligator?
Well, yeah, because everybody wants to hear about the first time. Nobody cares about the second, third.
All right, this is why we don't go live.
Right. Well, here's the deal. So I'm at my buddy's house, and it's an open mic. Did I participate? Yes, I did. I do not remember what happened. All I know is that I went hard. I got sick. There was a perjury, and then I had a couple of hot dogs. What?
You committed perjury?
Yeah. Behind the bushes in the front of their house.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Brandon Owens, if you're out there. And then I pounded 2 hot dogs, and I was fine. Then my buddy and I hopped into a truck. We don't know whose it was, and we go to this bar called PM that's right across from Belmont University, and we go in there.
That bar, it's a sushi restaurant.
Well, yes, they have sushi there.
No, that's like the main attraction at PM.
Right.
You just called it this bar called PM. I'm like, I think it's just a sushi restaurant.
Yeah, but it is a bar. I don't know. I didn't go there for sushi. I did not partake in sushi at the time. I only partaked in the alligators.
Yeah.
I go in there and I see a couple of guys that I'm familiar with, and I sit down. Am I still good to go? Yes, I'm absolutely still good to go. Okay. I'm making bad decisions.
Yeah.
So I tell the server I need some wasabi fries because that's just what you do when you go there. They have French fries and they bring you wasabi mayo. And I ordered it. He goes,
I love that. I love that the more you talk about this place, the more of a sushi restaurant it becomes and the less of an actual bar. You're like, I need wasabi fries, as every bar has.
I love wasabi fries. Anyway, the kitchen's closed, and I basically just said, if I tip you $100, can you make me some fries? And he said yes. So he reheated the oil. He made me fries. I got a round of sex with an alligator. We did 2 rounds of that because they were so good. It was the first time I ever had it. I asked the people there, I'm like, what do y'all want to drink? I'm like, oh, have sex with an alligator. I'm like, that sounds great. And I did that. Somehow my tab was like $450.
Well,
and
because
I'm in college.
you tipped $100 for the fries.
Well, yes. But I'm saying what the $350, what is that? I still don't know what happened.
Well, I don't know how many rounds of sex with that alligator you had, but I assume that it's pricey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Marriage is cheaper. I don't know.
Then $350?
I'm just saying if you kept
That's cute.
if you kept, if you married that alligator.
All right, folks. That's it. It takes 31 minutes for us to end. Like that's it.
No, we're not ending. I still have a few. All right.
So is sex with an alligator your 7th in your top 5, even though it has no whiskey in it?
No. I have to do.
Or your 6th.
Here's my deal. Here's the next one. Here's the next one.
Okay.
I'm going Al Bourbon Batch 6 and Al Rye Batch. I revisited it recently and it's real good. Batch 1.
Okay, so that's your 6th and 7th pick.
Well, but it's from the same. Samuel Dixon Deadman, the old Al, had something to do with both of those. So I feel like you can combine them.
No, Greeze, you're already over 5. You're at 7 now. You've done 7.
But
so I think you have one more in your top 5 to get you to 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm. No. Those two are it's from the same guy.
That's not how this list works. That's not how itemizing things works.
Okay. Well, I don't particularly like where you're headed with this.
What do you mean?
I don't like it.
I do.
All right. Is this my last one?
I think this is.
I feel like this needs a daggum asterisk because I don't feel like I'm even scratching the surface of all the daggum whiskeys that I like.
For a top 5 list? Yes.
Yes.
Well,
I haven't. Okay, let's film again next week and ask me the same daggum question. I'll continue the daggum list.
It'll be 5 completely different things.
This is my fifth. This is my 5th.
Ooh, the unicorn cask, Angel's Envy finished rye.
Yeah, this says barrel or batch number 1A.
Oh,
that's pretty. So this is the only time that
it's gonna be the only one.
Strength rye finished in rum casks.
Correct.
The only barrel that exists. Well, the only barrel that's been bottled so far.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, every Angel's Envy rye barrel exists at cask strength, but that doesn't mean that they are bottled at cask strength. Okay, that was a fun list. That was a good top 5.
I really love that 136 proof Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Okay, that's in your top 5, 8,
it's
9. That's 9 now. You're up to 9.
It's real good. Then there was that Stitzel Weller or Old Fitz decanter that we had at. Oh gosh, and I have it over here.
You're almost up to 11 if you try hard enough.
No. The Carruthers Bellmead bourbon that won Christmas Palooza Extravaganza.
Yeah, so that's 11 that you've named now.
There was 18 pours in that, and it won. It was up against like every BTAC and all the Pappies and all that stuff and freaking vintage whatever it was. There was Pappies in there.
I don't think there were all the Pappies.
Well, there was one. I think it was a 15 in there.
This is great. I can't wait to get to the 15 because we're doing a 15 tonight. You named 11-ish things. You said one of them was a little vague. It just said that Stitzel Weller decanter. Oh, then you saw a squirrel. And so that's we're not going to necessarily say it's 11 even. It's probably a 10.5 is where we got. So,
so 10.5.
Yeah, you gave a 10.5 whiskey things.
That's better than perfect. I'm going to take that.
Well, it's
1 through 10.
double what you're supposed to.
And you give me a 10.5. That's a daggum pretty good score.
Yeah, but you was supposed to be
It's
5
almost
out of
like
5.
when those Russians were doping.
Supposed to be 5 out of 5. And you did 10.5 out of 5.
Like a star review on movies?
Yeah, it's a top 5 list.
Okay. Out of all those, Will,
dumb.
I'm gonna push it back on you. Out of all the ones that I mentioned today, which one is your one favorite out of all of those?
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh, E.H. Taylor, because I picked it. Oh.
No, I was gonna say George T. Stagg 2020.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Because
you picked that one. You picked because when you were doing that drawing, they were like, "What do you want?" And you said George T. Stagg.
Yeah, it's basically a bottle pick.
Right. You picked the bottle.
Yeah, I picked that bottle.
I was number 68.
I did the first ever bottle pick.
You did? Yeah. Will did the first ever bottle pick of
official.
George T. Stagg. It was freaking great.
All right, folks. We're about to hit the 15. We are doing something brand new on the 15, and that is Restoration Rye, Kentucky Rye whiskey. This is the first whiskey released from Castle Key. Can't wait to get on the other side of this 15 and enjoy it and talk about it and see what we think. Hit the music. All right, folks, we're going to pour up our 15 whiskey. A lot of people are watching still. If you are watching, go ahead and hit the like button or share it or something. We got 34 likes, Greeze. That's pretty good.
Really?
And we have 43 watching. So there's a few of you that are stragglers.
There's a few of you that are just like, nah, man.
They're like, I don't indeed like this.
I don't think,
but I do indeed like
Do you think half the people that are watching are just like, I'm just here to see this thing burn down?
Chris Kettner goes, oh, what in the world is this?
What do you mean? What is this?
I think he just stumbled on this.
It's we're in 2021. People have been doing remote video lives for like a year.
Yeah. All right. So do we want to take 15 minutes and sit with this, or do we want to do our normal thing where we just
I don't know if you saw all the whiskey that I partaked at the beginning of this thing.
I did. And I was like, you're an idiot.
I don't know how much time I have.
Right. Because we're supposed to do something for
This smells like a dry erase marker.
Well, no, wait till we get back. Idiot.
I thought we were back.
No, I have to say, and we're back from the 15. This. We've been doing this for 5 years.
Oh, I thought we were back.
No. Okay. You ready?
I thought you said, well, we're just going to get into this 15.
Oh, gosh. I poured way too much.
How much did you pour? Hold it up. I want to see it. Okay. It's not focusing, Will. Why is it not?
It's because it's glass. It's see-through.
Oh, there it is. Oh, how pretty is that?
Yeah. Mine is.
I need more.
Mine's
low.
Just pour the full 2 ounce.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Yeah. So just the whole thing?
Sure. That's 2 ounces.
But I do want to shoot it at some point.
Okay.
So will you let me know when it's kosher to shoot it?
The tease said this show is like seeing a Bigfoot. You don't know what you're looking at.
I know what I'm looking at.
That's fair. All right. And we're back from the 15.
All right. We never left.
We are drinking the brand new, and by brand new, it came out, I think, December 4th, 2020. But this is Restoration Rye. It is Kentucky Rye whiskey. It is 99 proof. And this is the first whiskey released from the Castle Key Distillery.
Hey, do you think 99 proof is a nod to 99 bottles of beer on the wall?
It is in the literature. It says that on the back of the bottle.
I think that's clever.
Well, it doesn't actually say that on the back of the bottle. So this is batch number 2. They have 2 batches out right now. And if you go to their website for Restoration Rye, they talk about the tasting notes of the different batches. This is
I need to start looking at websites because those are great resources.
This is like I said, Castle and Key, which obviously has been talked about in the whiskey world for quite some time. Marianne Eaves was master distiller there and then left there, but I assume that this is, and I don't assume distillate? This would be her distillate because it was they bought the property, the old Taylor Distillery, in 2014, and they started putting their first whiskey in barrels in 2016. And this is a 3-year-old rye. It is
3 years old.
It's 3 years old. It doesn't say Kentucky straight rye whiskey, which is a curious choice to me. It just says Kentucky rye whiskey. But it's got a cool label. It says Restoration Rye, and it looks like people almost like architects or something, because there's like 15.0 millimeters and like circles and stuff going on. It's got this like very hefty brass looking.
It looks like one of those the Japanese bottles.
Yeah, I could see that. It has this brass inlay that says released in 2020. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to read on the back, and it's very fine print. So I'm actually not going to read that today.
Yeah,
as I normally read sometimes.
You don't have your readers on.
No, I do, but it's just like I don't feel like talking that much. You've been doing great.
I've been doing great
talking.
I've been doing so well.
You've reminded me at least 50 times why we don't do these things live.
Well,
you just show off for the people nonstop. And that's not a bad thing. Maybe it isn't. But we will get into this. We'll talk about it. I'm pulled up the tasting notes because it's actually pretty interesting. And I want to see, some of these are very generous. They've been releasing vodka.
What does that mean?
Vodka and gin.
This basically tastes just like the best deck of whiskey in the world. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
What does it say?
Well, for batch 2,
is dry erase marker nose on there?
Well, it says aroma bright. So I mean,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It originally did taste like that, and I don't know if it was because I might have you know, when you heat up something and they call it a reduction. Well, I might have reduced the dry erase marker in this glass the last time I used it, is what I'm saying. So
it's funny that you said dry erase marker because you're not wrong. There's a touch of dry erase, and I think it's
sweet tea on it now.
Yeah, see, I get some citrus on the nose.
What about chartreuse?
No, I definitely don't get chartreuse. That's a complete.
I don't even know what chartreuse is, Will. I don't.
Clearly, you thought it was in sex with an allergy.
Every time I'm in a well-educated conversation, I'm like, oh yeah, man, it's kind of chartreuse.
Yeah, Melissa says like acetone, and yes, similar to that, kind of a astringent.
You can't say acetone.
You said you had sex with alligators on this live with people watching.
Well, yeah, but I didn't say acetone. You said that.
I quoted Melissa, so take your grievances.
Cheers, Melissa. Is it Melissa Shriver?
Yes.
She's team podcast now.
Greeze, our reach isn't that broad. We probably don't have more than one Melissa.
You're right. We have a Michelle.
Yeah. All right. So
and Ashley.
I get some citrus notes on the nose. It is a rye, it's younger rye, 3 years.
It doesn't smell too young.
No, it doesn't smell too young. It's actually got really good color on it.
Yeah, like I've had a 2 or 3 year old bourbon that I was like, actually,
this isn't a bourbon, so
a rye, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, well that makes way more sense.
All right, I'm going to take a sip.
Develop quicker. Hey, I'm drinking out of this swan glass. Remember when we did, corporate events? That was cool.
Yeah, back when the world was open.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Here's my theory.
Yeah. It's got a chalky finish to me.
They are going in the right direction. Here's the deal. Somebody needs to email Marianne Eaves and tell her that she did a good job.
Sure. She's no longer with Castle Key.
I've had some crap ryes.
Yeah.
And this is not a crap rye.
No, I think it's pretty good. I think
What's
it's
the
pretty
proof
good.
on this?
We've been over this.
90?
You
99
know, yeah, I was about to say you made an entire
reference
joke about it.
I wouldn't say it's a joke. That was a fact.
I love that Chris Kettner caught exactly what you always say. You go, well, look at these swans. Remember we did them corporate events and they're clearly cranes. And the company was crane. Your glass, you called them swans. You always do that.
Well, you know, I like swans.
I
don't know how I feel about it 100%.
I
will say this.
Here's
it's not my top 5.
No, the palate, the finish is longer than the palate. Like there's just, it almost like you don't taste it for a minute. Then you get flavor.
It's almost like it does this like void thing in the middle.
Well, and it says on the website that the taste is pie crust, honeysuckle, mint, agave nectar, dry cinnamon, light stone fruit.
Okay. Did you know
I get
that palate is the root word for Pilati? Oh my gosh. I was driving home today with my wife.
That's a good.
She told me that.
Good start.
Yeah. What? That was it. That's it.
Okay. I'm proud of you.
She told me, because I was talking about the palate, and she's like, oh, are you talking about the root word for Pilati?
I love that you say that's it and then proceed to keep talking about it.
Because I don't think you understood what I said.
No, it's normally the other way around.
Yeah. Does anybody have problems spelling the word palate and not looking like an idiot? Because there's several different ways of spelling it.
Well, if you're talking about like your mouth palate versus like wood that you like ship things on, those are two different words.
Right. That you what things on?
Ship. Ship.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Acetone.
So
I kind of want to shoot one of those vintage minis.
Shoot what's in your glass right now and tell me how you feel about it.
All right, I will. Normally, when I shoot things, I pick up on a whole different range.
I know. That's why I'm bringing in the Savant now.
It's almost like it retains the character of the whiskey to get to your mid esophagus, and there's just something that happens in there. It's almost like there's like this, this troll that's under a bridge, but it's in your esophagus. And if you trigger that troll, it will extinguish a stimulant or something that would cause you to taste things differently. Sometimes that troll gets real pissed though, and we call it's a whole thing. It's covered up by this phrase called acid reflux, and I've had it before. I have it often, and I have to take these things Prilosec and Nexium or whatever to basically hush that troll up in your esophagus. It can get nasty. Sometimes he lights a daggum campfire in there, and you cannot extinguish it unless here's a remedy for you. Okay, you take a half a teaspoon, so 2 quarters, half of a teaspoon of baking soda, and you put it in about 4 ounces of water, and you fist pound that dadgum thing and you take it down. And when you do that, I don't know, something about it being like a base or something. It's basic. Although when somebody says something's basic, it's bad, but this is not bad in this situation because it's actually countering acid or acetone. I'm just throwing out facts. Cheers.
You keep reminding me why we don't do these things live. Nonstop. It's remarkable, really. Like
killing it with Greeze. All right, hang on. I'm getting notes.
Friend.
I'm getting notes. It went away before I could get them.
Oh my gosh.
It went away. It was a very short finish. Okay, it's going past the troll.
Can I give you the official tasting note for the finish?
Yeah.
Cooling, spearmint with light mouth numbing.
I get spearmint 100%. That's a good note, dude.
I don't know that
when somebody quotes scripture and somebody like, that's a good word. That's a good note.
I don't know that mouth numbing is something that you want to be advertising. Like it's like experiment with light mouth numbing.
I didn't pick up on that. No,
because you don't listen to me.
they said mouth numbing. That's an
Yes.
official release from Castle Key.
Greeze. You don't listen. I say
I was
things
I was sitting here internally struggling with this daggum troll.
I know. This is literally why we don't go live, because I have to clean up all the mess where you're like, what? You spoke. Chris is right. You are brain numbing. So let's give it the buy bar pass. It was $44.99. Actually really reasonably priced for a craft distillery putting out their own distillate. I was expecting, I saw it on the shelf and I was like, I need to get it for the show. It like, like you grab the bottle and don't even look at the price tag yet. And I'm like, it's going to be like $80.
You're doing it again. OFC.
What do you mean?
You're doing it again, Mr. OFC.
No. I'm saying,
just grabbed it. Didn't even look at the price. I don't even care.
No, you grab it and you're like, I have to have it. And then you look back like,
and then when push comes to shove, when you have to give them the card.
Right. And so I like grabbed it. I'm like, oh, I got to get it for the show. And I'm like, wait, where's the price tag? Where did I just grab this from? Like you get excited.
Do you always, when you're checking out whiskey, always make the joke to the person, like asking, like they'll ask you, do you want a receipt? And I'm like, I don't want any proof this went down.
My problem is I always say no. And then I get home and I'll be like, crap, I need to know how much it was for the show so we can give our review.
If only there was a credit card.
Well, there was about 6 bottles of wine that were purchased at the same time. So you're going to have to do some Greeze math to try to dissect that price point.
I don't even know how you would do that.
It was $44.99. Well, it was.
That's why you got to go to the websites. Again, valuable resources.
I paid $44.99. I think the MSRP is $39.99. Actually,
so they're doing a little markup on it.
Well, I think that's state taxes involved and things.
Do you think people are marking that up because it's Marianne's distillate?
Are you going to let me just cut off when I'm in the mid sentence?
What were you mid sentencing?
I was. Well, if you would listened,
were you going to make that point?
No, I was finishing what I was saying.
Okay.
So we're good here. Let's do buy bar pass on this.
Okay, so you were finishing what you were saying. That was a very short finish.
I'm upset.
Do you think people mark this up because it's Marianne Eve's distillate?
No.
And there's only so much of that.
No, I think what you would have heard me say had you let me finish was that I think it was $44.99 because of Tennessee liquor taxes.
I thought they charged that on the back end. I thought it was like $44.99 and then they charge you the tax. Then they charge
you. There's like built-in stuff as well. Our prices,
those are expensive.
I can't stand you right now.
Why not?
Just do the buy bar pass. I'm
going to borrow it.
I love it. You're a borrow. I'll bring the bottle to you.
I'm a borrow. I'm a borrow. I think it's a fun story to talk about.
Love it. Your borrow is I'm just gonna take it from Will's house. That's legit.
Right.
Borrow at this point.
Right.
Grease is like, I want to pay no money for it, but it's a fun story to tell.
Right. With friends when they come over and then I share your bottle with them.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, as far as
you don't disagree.
No, I'm teetering on pass.
Teetering.
Here, well, the problem is the price
because you're upset. Yes, because you spent the money. You're upset.
No. I will say the price for it is actually really good.
Right.
The fact that it
needs a couple more years in the barrel.
I'll tell you what I'm saying if you'll let me finish. Do you want to hear what I'm saying, or are you going to keep talking? Once again, why we don't go live?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to tell you? Are you going to keep?
The word "pallet's" the root word for polite.
All right, folks. I'm not even going to give my buy bar pass on this.
No. I want to hear it. I got to hear it.
I'm a bar. Because it, like you said, there's a fun story to it. It is very, interesting that, you know, we've been waiting for this. You got to try it. If you're in the whiskey community, you're in the whiskey world, you've got to try it. You've been waiting for this. You've heard all the stories. You've seen all the renovation that's gone, and not renovation, restoration. That's why it's called that, because it was in ruins. It was condemned, the old Taylor distillery, and they had to build it back up from basically nothing. And so there's all that story and lore that's been built around it for years now. You need to try it. But here's the problem. And good for them for pricing it at $44 or $39 or whatever you can get at. If you're at $40 to $45, that's very well priced for something that's brand new.
Yeah, because
their own distillate,
another company
aging it.
2-year rye that's over 100.
Which that price has come down drastically. Now it's about double this so it's about 75 to 80 for Peerless is what you're referencing, but it's still, if I were to put this head to head with other young ryes like Willet 3-year or 4-year, and the 2-year or 3-year from Peerless, those are significantly better ryes in my opinion. And you know, I love rye. So I think
Collard Greens is in my top 5. It's a 5-year rye.
Well, that's a 5-year rye, but I'm talking about straight, like around the same age. And for the price, like, yes, Willet 4-year, I think is 60-ish, 70, like actually, no, it's like 50 to 60. It's not that much more expensive, and I think it's a significantly better young rye than what I'm getting out of this. This is not bad. It just doesn't blow me away. And if you're looking at young ryes, I think you can find stuff that's going to top it. So that's why I think it's a bar. You probably need to try it. You need to see what it is doing for you. And if you like it, but I just don't know. Like I'm going to lend it to someone. I'm going to let somebody borrow it because I'm not just going to sit here and drink on it. Mm-hmm. It didn't really do it for me. Their tasting notes really sold me. I thought with the dry cinnamon that I was really going to pick up on, and it kind of just falls flat. It's not bad.
If pregnant people drink that, is there a warning on there?
By mandate of the Surgeon General, yes.
Okay, well, because Marianne, she was pregnant at the tail end of that, and she had a baby, and so I was just wondering if anybody was going to make a birth.
I know I've said it a bunch of times. This is literally why we don't go live.
Why?
Because this now just gets real awkward. So, folks, Greeze is a borrow. I'm a buy. We had fun tonight on YouTube. If you are not watching us live and listening to the audio, check us out at youtube.com/thepodcast. For all of you watching, we really enjoyed you sticking around with us for the last hour or so. We've had a lot of fun. And Greeze, do you have anything to plug you want to say right here at the end? You've said enough. So right. You don't have to.
So for those of y'all watching, like, just hit the subscribe button and the bell. Because we've got all kinds of other content coming. We got Killing It with Greeze. We got Will's Week in Whiskey. We got Fresh Crack. We have a new show coming that I cannot talk about
that yet. I'm really excited about.
It is very cool. I'm very excited about it. We've got a stellar lineup of people that are going to be on that show with us. It is coming in the next week. So be on the lookout for that. YouTube.com/thepodcast. Hit the bell. Say you want to be notified when we release content.
All right, folks, follow us on social media, rate and review us on iTunes, and we don't know jack, but we'll drink it. Thank you, everyone, for that. Whiskey Cause says, I'm comparing this to an edited version will be great. I told Greeze I'm not going to edit it because I need you to contain yourself a little bit because I don't want to edit it. So I'm going to mostly put it out almost exactly as this is. I'll throw the music on and stuff, and I have to clip the part where Grease says the first time I had sex with an alligator as the cold open, because that's the funniest thing that's ever been said on the podcast. So
I knew I would come through. I just needed to get, when I at the beginning of it, when I was doing all those bottle chugs, that's called calisthenics. That gets me warm. That gets me going.
You try to make that joke. This is also for those of you that don't know the Grease well. He'll get an idea in his head that he thinks he needs to just. It's gonna land if he keeps saying it. But you said the calisthenics thing earlier and it didn't land, and then you bring you back. Yes. You did. Go back and review the tape when we first went live. Didn't land, so now he's like, I got to try it again.
No, that's just a normal conversation that I have. That's just
there could be new.
It's just like if I'm going to talk about doing pull-ups, I'm not going to not say I'm doing pull-ups later because I've already said the word pull-ups.
All right, folks, thank you so much for watching. This has been fun.
Patrons, we're coming at you in like 5 minutes for Eagle Rare Neat Live Interactive. We're going to take your questions. We're going to pop them up here like this. Hang on a second. Like this. We can show it like that. So we'll catch you pretty daggum soon on here.
Also, we love you, Whiskey Cause.
We do love you, Whiskey Cause.